Hey Sagittarius, happy Friday. Don't mind my voice, Sag. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, where pollen is is at an all-time high. We're all suffering. So Sagittarius, you know it's Friday. That is the day of Venus. And that's when we talk about love, Sag. That's when we talk about love. And I'm doing a reading for couples and singles. So it's kind of like I did all the energies and asked how this was affecting the couples, how this was affecting the singles, all of the things. Okay, Sagittarius, gang, gang. So if you're not looking for love, then this isn't your reading. I just want to put that out there because sometimes I'll do love readings and then people will tell me they're not looking for love. Like, then why'd you watch? Sagittarius, thanks so much for all of your support. I really love it. And I really love how positive everybody is, even if the message isn't for them, because you never know. Sag, you never do. And I asked for energy after the eclipse because, guys, like for real, the energy is going to get more difficult to read as we go through the weekend. Chaos, chaos, chaos. That's, full moons in general are not my favorite time to read cards, but like throw an eclipse in there, thanks. Yeah. So Sagittarius, let's get to it. So we're looking towards what's happening after the dust settles, right? So distilling liquor, which is all about strategy, right? It's really, it feels like a really logical energy here. That's, I feel like in terms of where you want things to go, you're being very logical, whether you're a couple or whether you're a single. And this is about, commitment. It's definitely about commitment. I definitely feel like this is about, if you're a couple, doing what's necessary to make a commitment work. If you're single, this is about being very, what's the word? You're fine tuning your strategy. You're being more intentional with dating. Let me just say that. Because, there is like wanting something that lasts, right? Yes, I said what I said. And I feel like for the couples, it's really a big message. Because, communication may have been kind of challenging lately. It may have been challenging. And, it's kind of like with the King of Swords, you have one person here, like, really logical. And I would tend to think, like, whoever is the more masculine of the two of you, there's one of you is very logical, very non-emotional, um, kind of like a common sense approach, which often comes off cold. And I feel like for the feminine in the scenario, you come from both sides. So with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups being here, I feel like this is one person, but I feel like the feminine in this situation, whichever you consider yourself, right? It's really, it's like when it comes to everything, you have harnessed both energies of nurturing, like definitely having emotions under control, right? But from a very grounded place where you're able to harness even the logical side or the earth side, or making things work. And it could seem to you like your partner's being cold, like they're only seeing their side of things. Like they might be saying you, well, this is the truth, but there's a lot of components that go into the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is what's happening. And you may often feel at cross purposes, especially when it comes to the people around you. I feel like this is what the conflict may be about. Because we're seeing the Six of Cups and the King of Wands, it's kind of, it feels like an outside person who causes problems. Now, this could be a child, it could be a family member for sure, or a friend. And it feels as if it's causing disagreements in the relationship. And it feels like one person's being very cold and to the point about it. And the other person is saying, you know, hey, there has to be a way to work this out. You know, but I kind of feel like one person is asking for something to be done. And I feel like it's causing arguments, to be quite honest with you. I do feel like it's causing arguments. If you are single, this is really about being intentional with dating. I feel like you know, you're wanting to walk away from things specifically that show up for you in a cold energy. You know, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, you want something nurturing, something that is, you know, open to you, that feeds you emotionally and is really about, you know, you want the loyalty that you give to be returned. And the same as far as emotions go. There's really like you have a completely new vision about the type of partner that you want. And you may really be leaving, you know, this whole energy of, I just want to have fun, to, you know, I'm serious, getting really serious about partnership. And that may mean that the way that you look at partners may change, you know. But I really feel it could be that other people, specifically partners, think you're not being logical, but you come from a very grounded place. It's like you don't want, like, you think that partnership should have all of these elements, and it should. Partnership should nourish you. And so you're leaving behind, like, people that show up to you in a cold, matter-of-fact way. You know, who come all in with their own set of rules. You know, for you, it's like, I want someone who's open, someone who will work on things, someone who is okay with showing their emotions. And I love this for you. I feel like for the singles, and I feel like you may be getting really serious about partnership after the eclipse. All right, so let's move on. So what you learned through the eclipse, is that sometimes there has to be something sacrificed. I feel like that's a big lesson. It's like, especially, there may be people that you've really cared about, that you've really loved, but really knowing that they're not for you. That there has to be a sacrifice. So for a lot of you, you might have been leaving something behind. You know, not really feeling bad either. I mean, it feels like it doesn't feel like there's pain involved, but there definitely are people in the mix. Because what's changing for you, and it is, you're going through a death here, you're going through a transformation in terms of how you see commitment. So you may really be seeing relationships differently. I don't really think of Sagittarius as a traditional sign. I mean, and I feel like maybe that's what you're sacrificing. Maybe there are people that you're needing to sacrifice who do, because your view and maybe even your worldview on relationships and commitment has changed and continues to change. And it's really funny because I feel like that's changing how you view everything when it comes to love. Like even how you view rejection, how you view having to leave things that you still have feeling for. Because there's a new energy coming in, which we know with Pluto and Aquarius. And it seems as if Sagittarius is flowing right with it. Because relationships themselves are going to change. And so, of course, that's going to require sacrifice. And I feel like it's sacrifice in, what relationships look like. With the Hierophant, that's a huge spiritual lesson, you know? And so I feel like you may really be changing your view on relationships, your view on commitment. And so, yeah, sometimes we have to sacrifice people with that, especially if they don't align with the values we're moving into. And since your values are changing, there you go, right? And it's also realizing that, you can have feelings for someone, but you're not aligned with them. And I feel like the more you move into what you're aligned with, the more relationships are going to change for you. And I feel like this is couples and singles. I really do, because I feel like you're going to see things a lot differently. And as our values are changing, we have to change with them. And that's exactly what is happening. Maybe you're really stepping into that, non-traditional. Now, that does not mean non-committed, Sagittarius, not at all. But I feel like there is something, something really changing. And it is, I feel like for everyone, one of the things is changing is our view of forever. Our view of forever. And this is a good change, because whenever I see the Death card, I feel like this is the best thing ever. It really is, because, these energies are going to call for us to change, Sagittarius. But we're already like that. We're already open for that. And so I feel like whether you're a couple or you're a single, there is going to be like, all I can think is a way of thinking, sacrificing the way you think about relationships, the way you think about forever, the way you think about commitment. And I don't think like it's bad. I think that it's good. I think that it's good because, maybe so much so it's like being happy right now, not being so focused on forever. But I mean, that's how it will end up for you. So in terms of where this is leading you is forward progress. And it could be seeking help, which could be getting outside help, or, talking is involved. So let's get into it, because for the couples, you're getting a new perception, and it's coming from an outside source, right? And it's definitely this energy of surrendering your ego, surrendering how you thought things would go, how you think they should be. And for y'all, you may be seeking outside help. That can look like marriage counseling or talking to someone who is wise. Emperor tends to be someone in a position of authority. So, I mean, you could be talking to someone about how to change the way that you think, and how you can move forward, how you can surrender. Because the Emperor is also about the steps. It's also about Aries season and trying new things. So I really feel like for the couples, you are going to be trying new things to move your relationship forward. Love it for you. And for the singles, you know what I feel like this is for you? I feel like for the singles, you're going to be going outside your usual type. The Wheel of Fortune and the World is here. I feel like you're going to be going to new places. You're going to seek out different types of people. So I really do feel as if you are going to be getting out of your comfort zone because you find yourself in a crossroads with the Two of Swords and the Hermit of kind of going through the same thing over and over and over again. And so you're taking a look at that. Right? And maybe you didn't want to, because that calls for us to take a look at ourselves too. And I feel like what you're finding is that you need to do things differently going forward. You need to go to new places. You need to align yourself with new people. You need to maybe even go so far as to change the type that you would normally go for. I love this. Now on the bottom is the Three of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Four of Wands. What? Oh my gosh. This is like, I'm just not going to deal with things that aren't working. We're not going to keep trying to, put the wrong key in the door, right? And I'm not going to wait so long or not hang on to disappointment or things that aren't working. I'm going to look for ways to make things work. Yes. And this is a whole new way of being. With the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands, wowza. What this is also saying is going into a season of being more open with your emotions, being more open to new things, being more open to the process, and putting the work in. Yes, I love this. To a whole new future. A whole new future, Sag. Oh, and with the King of Pentacles and the Tower, this is because during the eclipse, Sagittarius, this is where I think that all of us are going to find this on some level, is that the eclipse is shaking up our relationships. Shaking up, because the King of Pentacles is stubborn. They kind of do things the same way all the time, right? And that's what's being shook for you. Finding new ways to move forward, finding new ways to fix things, finding new ways. Because staying complacent and stubborn just doesn't work. Oh my goodness. I totally love this reading. And I think that applies whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just got the chill, y'all, too. And it's funny because the Devil was right underneath that. And we're in a Saturn year. Learning a lot of lessons about, doing the same thing over and over again and just waiting for it to work. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're finding new ways. New ways, Sagittarius. I love this. Sagittarius, I love this so much. Gosh, you guys are making me feel positive about love. Okay, Sag. I actually always feel positive about love. I always believe that there's good people. I believe the best in people. I believe it all, Sagittarius. I am the eternal romantic. Okay, so let's get a final energy. Any final words for Sagittarius? Final words. Final words for Sagittarius. Connection. Your connection is eternal and unbreakable. But I see just like a focus on lasting connection. Sagittarius. Ooh. Marriage. So definitely a real focus on deep connection and deep commitment, Sagittarius. Okay. And on the bottom is let go. Sometimes it's best to let go and let the universe work things out in divine timing. All right, all right. Okay, Sagittarius, that's all for now. Toodles.